we're going to go ahead and set up and program a Flow Pro XCI. This is a partially filled pipe flow meter from Mace Meters. The first thing you want to do is make sure you have all the software installed and downloaded on your computer before you begin using it. It's very important because this device, if you don't load the software first, it'll actually corrupt the file and make it very difficult to connect. So the first thing you want to do is align your pin over here with the connection. This particular unit is already wired and I've got 24 volt power going into this. You can also run these off of solar or a battery system. This particular unit has the controller card and a Doppler velocity card installed. The reason that we don't want anything more than that on this one is it's being dropped into a manhole for a short-term placement. So we're just going to use those two cards today. The first thing that you want to do is open up your box sound in terms of connecting the Doppler device. This is a 30-meter cable, which is an exceptionally long one. It's the longest that Mace offers, which does allow you to get way, way down. You always want to protect this head. This particular unit has a pressure transmitter here that is ceramic, so it's very, very sensitive. And you want to make sure you don't bang that. The velocity side is measured through these two portals, and it gives you a Doppler signal through that. So we always leave these inside their protective bags. But what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to crack this case. This is a device that allows the unit to breathe so that you have the most accurate representation of pressure that you can. That's going to give you your depth. But if you leave this closed, it allows pressure to build up in the line to your sensor. So now we're just going to go ahead and plug it in. Normally I would not only plug it in, but I would also apply the connectors, but we're not going to do that because we're just programming for right now. Then we go ahead and connect to the Flow 3 device. Since we're working with a local device, this device also allows us to go remote. And we're going to need to set the date and time. That way you have accurate data logging. So we set that. We set the date to be the 16th of March. Now we're going to go ahead and change this from metric to US. It'll use both of those. And now we're going to clear all the stored data just to make sure that there's nothing on this device. And we're going to do a card check. So this is telling us that we have the controller, Doppler card, and the display. It's all functioning. So now at this point in time, we can go into our settings. In this case, we're going to load some settings from file. We're going to do a series of these units. We're going to find the one that I need, and we'll just use this one. This will be fine. So we're going to change this site. In this case, let's see. I need to update this real quick because I need to grab the site number. So we're going to call this site number 7. And that's a site 7. Oops. It's going to look funky. We're going to change the measurement interval on this to 5 minutes. And we're going to change the logging interval to an hour. And the reason that we're going to do this is this unit's going to be ran entirely off of battery. What Mace does offer with their product manual is a spreadsheet that will allow you to input your times and determine how long the battery will function. In this case, we're going to get about 60 days worth of use out of this. So now we're going to go and configure the channel. We're going to capture our velocity. In this case, we know this unit is going to be upstream mounted. It's gravity fed, so 4 feet a second should be plenty for this. We're going to check our circular pipe because that's what we're going to be using today. And we're working with an 8-inch. So we're going to change that over to an 8-inch. And now we're going to go to our depth measurement. This is the two things that are critically important in measuring Doppler velocity. On these Mace units, the slope and the offset are pre-printed into each tag. When you're installing one of these devices, make sure you do not lose this tag. It's a good idea to go ahead and write it down in the back of your manual so that in case you do lose it, you can refer back, because this more or less acts as your 0 point. So we're going to input that as 13.43862, and got an offset on this particular unit of 21.03287. 03287. We're going to go ahead and apply this. We have our current flow. We're going to use that. There's the check on that. Pipe diameter is 8 inch with a situation depth of 0. So that all looks good. We're going to check net flow. That's going to give you your current flow, plus and minus. And then the battery voltage. I always like to do this because it allows you to tell what your battery voltage is as it's being logged. So that's the basics. We're going to go ahead and apply this. And then we're going to do a quick check on the depth. And grab this depth sensor carefully and make sure nothing is touching it, because again, these are very, very sensitive. So right now it's showing a difference of 0.496 inches. 482, it's bouncing a little bit. The reason for this is that this unit is actually made in Australia, and so the difference in elevation between where the manufacturer is at and here gives us a reading of 0.469, 482. It's bouncing a little bit. We'll go ahead and apply that, and we're going to correct it in the field. So now that that update is done, we're going to close. And now we're going to start the device and take it to our testing booth and make sure that the unit's working. Disconnect, and you're off and running. Thanks for watching.